All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here to talk about the Summer Walls case and how crazy the dots are connected to everything. Now, you have to remember, some of these people we're watching are wrapped up in very dark stuff. And how do you know this? Well, they were friends with Don Wells and Candace and everything. So this is starting to all unfold, right? Now, they're trying to throw in new players, right? Within this whole thing, which is pretty crazy if you ask me. Newcomers that are coming on that really don't know too much about it, although their names are brought up as suspects. And I hate to tell you folks out there, all you people out there listening, and you know, I know this is going to suck when I tell you this, but you can't make people's minds up. You can't make people think that uh, these people don't know something or are involved. Uh, like the whole thing with Hunter. A lot of people think there's more to it. Photos and conversations that he deleted from Candace's phone, numerous things that add up. No, you can't change the world. They're all running to protect. And I seen OAB get pretty defensive today when people started mentioning Andrew and Hunter's name in his chat, uh, which was very, very fishy. Uh, because no matter what, they are involved in the case. Whether they have anything to do with it, they injected themselves into the case. Now, Hunter, well, he's part of it because he was a witness or so-called witness. Uh, Maybe not. I don't know. We really don't know the whole truth. But I can tell you what, some of these chats are getting pretty ornery, and some of these creators are getting pretty ornery, almost demonic witchery evil. And I think we're getting real close to what's going on because you have to really look at this. No matter what, if Andrew didn't have anything to do with Summers' case, uh, then why is he such a big player in it? And you have to look at the things that these people are saying of what he did before Summer came up missing with this whole transferring people, whatever. Yeah, you're okay. But you can't change people's minds because things Andrew said to people and his past from what these other people said. Now, do we know if his past is true? I don't know. We haven't dug up information on it. But you can't change people's minds. They're set on this 5 years, right? 5 years, these people were suspects. We heard all these people blame all these people. The things these people said, right? The Benny Keys, the Ernie Shells, the Andrews, all these people, right? That came to their rescue and yada, yada, yada. Or were friends with the family before all this mess, you know? And it's fishy how Don's blaming, well, it's sort of like, you know, uh, Andrew's family that had problems before Summer came up. Both of these families had a past before Summer came up missing. And people are very pissed because if you still think Andrew and Hunter are involved in the case somehow, or is hiding something, then you're attacked, right? Uh, And I keep forgetting, and some people pointed that out. You know, these people were friends with Don. So you're in their chat talking about Don, and they were friends with Don and Candace. And all of a sudden, wham, you get hit with the evil, the curse, whatever it is. Well, yeah, I see where people are saying, and me, that it's demonic. It's like a Delphi case. Uh, just too crazy to be real. But I do believe it's real. And I do believe these people are revealing the truth in their own way, coded, decrypted, whatever you want to call it. Within the lies is the truth. And that's what's crazy. Well, you got the Munch, or whatever his name is. Munch, I think. Uh, which he's a newcomer to the case, but he's been a player in the case. Why? Well, because some people say he was the driver of the Penske truck that they transported all these people in, Jose and the rest of them. So here's the crazy thing. No matter what these people say, like today Andrew said on Munch's channel, tell these people Andrew had nothing to do with it or whatever, and has nothing to do with the Summer Wells case. Well, maybe so. But the way things went down and the position you put yourself in, you could talk to these people till they're blue in the face. They're still going to see you as a suspect or some kind of crazy sicko, right? And that goes for the rest of these YouTubers too that we're seeing. The Ernie Shells, the many of them that people are going to say, you know, even Miss Prayer Garden and everything. Everyone's going, yeah, this is getting way demonic. Well, yeah, it might be. You have to remember all these people knew each other. And a lot of people are starting to think now, is the stories true? They were filming her. Not one, but many people were doing bad things. Uh, wind got out, and everybody turned on everybody, and they're all covering their butts. Some big club, gang, who knows, drug cartel, biker club, whatever they're saying. Yeah, that's probably what we're seeing. It's no wonder we're getting death threats or curses put on us or spells. It's just like the Delphi case. That was a freaky case, too. You got too close to something, you get attacked. Right? Something demonic or something would happen. It was crazy. So you got these people now coming to the aid to Hunter and Andrew, which, hey, they might not have anything to do with it. But the things they said and the part that they played or the role that they were put in made them suspicious. Hunter saying that he deleted messages out of Candace's phones and photos or whatever. Why? Right? He wanted to see really what was going on. Were they trying to set each other up with the disappearance? You listen to Don talk about Summer, and it sounds like a man that's losing his daughter to a great sickness, and he don't have much time to spend with her. You know, and then you listen to his other story, and he always knew that they were going to get her. Who's they? So, am I buying any of their crap? No. Do I think it's demonic and witchery and very evil people that we're watching? that literally themselves might be
No,
the same way
pursuing your passions. No one wants to be known for cancer.
as the Wells, being they were all friends and everything. I don't know. I think this is bigger than what we think. I do think they are using witchery, sorcery, demonic stuff. Possibly sacrificed her, or she had to go because uh, either CPS or whatever it is, or word got out that bad things were happening, and there was no way she could ever talk to anybody because it would reveal everything. And I feel bad for some of these people because they might have been in it and thought that the Wells were innocent until so far where they were like, holy crap, we're in so deep on this. We become suspect. So that's what these people are looking at. And, uh, if he deleted the messages that Candace sent to Don, that it's done, everything's taken care of, uh, then why did he delete that? Right? Was he covering his own tracks? A lot of people are saying it's possible Hunter did something for them. Who knows? Why did Candace go back to Hunter's house to ask what Hunter said to the authorities? It don't take a rocket scientist probably to try and figure out what he said so their stories, well, probably would kind of line up. So everybody wasn't telling a different story. And, you know, but then I think it just got so bad they just started ratting left and right. You know, anytime anyone would get on the phone with Don, it was them. That was kidnapping his daughter. No, it's pretty crazy, folks. Now, do I think many people are involved? Maybe not in the disappearance of Summer, but they are involved in exploiting children and making something and obstructing justice in the case. So they might not be guilty of helping the Wells or whoever did this or whatever happened, whether Summer Wells was sick and did pass away, and these people seen an opportunity to make money, or something very dark and evil went on in that little girl's whole life that there was no way she could survive, or someone had to go, someone had to pay the bills, maybe sold, maybe whatever, maybe taken from CPS. But even if that's true, they still have broken the law. Why? Because they exploited their own child, and their friends did, to make money. And that's a racket. It's against the law in America. If you were in a third world country, you'd be able to get away with all this stuff. Even, sadly enough, sleeping with young kids, but not in America. Maybe 50 years ago when they didn't look down on this stuff because it was all throughout the churches and society. Maybe 20 years ago, 30 years ago, but not today. So you have to ask yourself, are we really getting the truth from these people, being that they're all on the family side, that even the government is saying uh, they don't believe that she was taken? My question is, all this hoopla, there's a new break in the case. Footprints found 5 years after, 5 years after, footprints that are Summer Wells. 5 years after, not washed away from all the rain and for 5 years and stuff. 5 years after, magically they find a footprint. Did they cast it? I hope they cast it. I imagine she's all over them hills, playing with the brothers, the dogs, whatever. Might have been her, but a year or two before she came up missing, where she only wore a size 5 or whatever her foot size was. Yeah, a lot goes into really solving cases. If there was a footprint, well, then it was photographed. And if it was photographed and they had real people that knew what they were doing, they put a casting of it in case they ever did find somebody. You know, yeah, and it don't make sense. These people, they get on here, they talk to the police every day on an ongoing case. The police told me that on an ongoing case, they'll tell you Ronald McDonald did it because they can. So I'm not believing any of this, and they're all suspects. It would take an act of the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation and FBI to come out with documentation on TV and say these people have nothing to do with it. And that ain't going to happen, folks, because it's already been 5 years and it's still an ongoing case. Like the DELPHI case. They got Richard Allen, but that case ain't closed yet. And people they make up their own minds. That case is over. They got Richard Allen. Yeah. When the police were looking for many in the beginning who actually thought that there was other people involved in it. So all this crap. Yeah, they're probably gang. They're probably this cornbread mafia. They're probably bikers. They're probably many people we're going to be battling against. If they're all friends and became friends with these people, then that's what the FBI, CIA, Homeland Security, and everyone's been talking about. They are the cult, a personality or of the Wells cult, the Delphi cult. Uh, the uh, Michael Vaughn cult. Yeah, where these are the people that possibly, and we've seen this in many cases, where they create the madness, and in order to cover it up, they fabricate stuff. YouTube is just a cover for them to cover up their kiddie ring, their meth ring, their club, gang, mafias, secret society, even government. And people say, yeah, what are you, crazy? Yes, I am, for living on this earth, because we know conspiracies are real. And we know dang sure that evil exists on this earth. And when you're looking to life in prison, and possibly if the truth came out on these people, possibly them they never even making it to prison. Yeah, I would say people are gonna come up with a lot of stuff. I'm no tough guy. Uh, I believe in God. I don't know all the Bible. I know evil is real. Because why? Because I seen it with my own eyes. That's why. So these people will say, "Oh, all these people are crazy." No, no. I think these people are trained the right way. It's an ongoing case, and they're all suspects until proven not to be suspects, cleared, covered, whatever you want to say. The things they said, not anyone else, made them suspicious and sus. You can talk to those people until we're blue in the face. If people think these people had something to do with it, and maybe other people, YouTubers that helped, they might not have did the murders, they might not have been there, but they were involved in the racket of keep the case going. Everyone's making money. And there might be a movie deal or a TV in this. Yeah, I can see how that happened. Now, you guys can fight it out if you want. I have my own theories, and there are many people suspect until the government says case is closed and these people had nothing to do with anything. But like I said, we already know some of these people might not be guilty or had a hand in covering it up, but they are guilty of getting on the exploiting train of Summer Wells, and every dollar and penny they made is actually breaking the law and exploiting children. Any of these people that had them photos uh, of Summer that were suspect or whatever, or, the government might look at that as, well, that ain't right. Why do you have a photo of Summer Wells in your phone on a bed, topless? You get the picture. You know, this almost goes back to Betty Washam, where she had over 30,000 photos or files or something on kitty porn or something, and she got in trouble or something like that. Yeah, that was a crazy thing too. Supposedly she was working for the government and investigating all these cases and girls
Ross has
or
everything
something. It's
good,
pretty crazy.
even though it's on the naughty list. Ross.
So things are definitely not adding up with this case. Too many stories. I do believe too much evil going on. Witchery, sorcery, effery, whatever you want to call it. And we've seen this in numerous cases. This is almost a copycat case of the Delphi case, the Evansdale girl case. Uh, it's a copycat case. What did you have in Delphi and the other Evansdale in that? Kitty porn stuff. What do you have in the Summer Wells case? Uh, all these people saying that she was being essayed and photos of her. They were filming her and all this and that. Maybe that ring ran bigger than what they thought. Hello, Mr. Trump. So, what do I think? I think we got him on the run. I think these people are kicking themselves in the butt for becoming friends with these people. These people get on YouTube and they say, we and these people had nothing to do with it. So quit talking about it and quit. Well, I wish it was that easy. Andrew and Ernie and Benny and Mooch and even AB. People are pissed at AB now. I wish it was that easy, but you can't change America's mind or anyone's mind. They're going to be suspects if people think they're suspects. They're going to be sickos if people think they're sickos. And what are we doing? We're catching these people in scripted lies. 1 minute they're showing each other their nude photos, and the next minute it's all drama. And what we've seen that in the Delphi case. They were trading nude photos for information. Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
you still wearing enough layers to insulate a
So I wish we can close this case. Hopefully they find Summer Wells. She's still alive. Trafficked, kidnapped. We hope so. Um, we hope she's still alive. Um, if not, then we hope, you know, the truth comes out and she's at least laid to rest properly, or, if she was sold, um, you know, and the family knows or whatever, someone will come out and say that she was sold. I mean, we hope she's found, but it's who knows, you know. All I know is we're tired of getting attacked for asking questions, uh, and I do believe we're fighting something demonic. It's possible these people have been sacrificed and stuff. The rumors, the stories, true. Possibly the whole thing could have. But they sacrificed them and came up with the whole story that she's missing. Yeah, very possible. Something ain't right. I know one thing. I can smell Satan coming, and whatever they sent to me today, or whatever that was in that chat today, uh, is evil. Yeah. And I don't need to tell you about fake preachers, nuns, and people that uh, use the Bible and God. You know, we've dealt with the devil before. That's why he say he's the or she's the one of the two, uh, the liar of all liars. You might be thinking you're dealing with somebody because they're into God or whatever, quoting all kinds of stuff and yada yada, but really, she's one evil old bitch. Yeah. Maybe the brainstorm of it all. Very possible. Something ain't right. Something stinks. I can smell it. Now, whether they sent it or we're onto something and the devil's trying to cover his tracks. But I think we hit it right on the button. And I think you'll find, just like the Delphi case, that other people were involved also, other than just Richard Allen. So, and there was a lot of things that went under investigated in the Delphi case. So the two cases very similar. They are devious. We know that for a fact. Can you believe them? I don't know. But you all have your own mind. And it ain't judging them. Everyone, oh, you're judging these people. No, we're not judging these people. These people put themselves on display. They all came out and had their role in this case. They didn't have to say they were friends with Don and all this, or they were friends with the family before all this. And I really do believe some of these people at first really thought that this was legit. And as they got into it and started, oh, these son of a bitches are using me, trying to send, and that's where these people went crazy. Their little secret was coming out. They all panicked. And like I said, they didn't have to be the one to kidnap Summer. They didn't have to be the one to kill her or whatever. Just being a part of a cover up is conspiracy and obstruction of justice. Just making money off of it. I don't know anything about it. But I got the okay from the family to make money, and you're bringing it, that's exploiting children. Uh, and then throwing people on fake leads or tips or whatever. Obstruction and then, you practicing witchery and sorcery and yada yada yada, goblin, goblin stuff, whatever they call it, sacrificing and stuff, and that's a crime too. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. All right, so all you folks have your own minds. Is this case, the Summer Wells case, very fishy? Yes. I'm not going to lie, these people implicated themselves by just becoming friends with that family. I know it's crazy. Even becoming friends with Andrew because, or Hunter or whatever, because these people were suspects. And the reason they're suspects, they don't even realize. Well, what do you mean Hunter's a suspect? Well, Hunter was the last one to see her alive. That's what made him a suspect. And people can't fathom that. They don't have it. They're so lost in evil, they can't fathom that. Being that he was.
In a fast-paced world, it's hard to keep up. Until now, introducing T-Mobile Fiber Home Internet with the bandwidth and speeds you need.
Last one to see her alive, along with Candace Grandis, Hunter's mother, grandmother. Suspects. Don. He's not a suspect because he was gone. I think the whole dang thing was scripted. whether they were scared of Don and his friends or these people. Was there a battle between Hunter's family and the Wells family before all this? Was one of the families doing bad and Don knew about it and they tried to set Don up for what they did? Numerous things. We can't change what these people think. And they have the right to think that because it's logical and it makes sense. So we'll carry on with another episode of these breaking YouTube episodes. And there's a lot of other rumors going around. The kids were the last ones with them. The kids were doing bad things. Yeah, I think it was a very bad situation. The kids were being taken away no matter what. And that's probably what happened. And this whole thing was a lie for money. Very possible. Some of these people might be right. Now, you folks have a good night. We'll be back with another episode of Breaking YouTube, the Wells case. You folks have a good night. God bless. And I do believe this witchery and sorcery is real. And I do believe we should start fighting them. And I do believe in these cults. I do believe in evil. And I've seen it for myself. And that's what we really need to fight in America, is bringing these people to justice or to the stake or to the fire pit. I don't know. It's what they did back in the olden days. Now, you folks have a good day. God bless. We'll pray for all these people because whether they like it or not, no one's been cleared and they're all suspect. Have a great night.